Hey guys, welcome back to Fruitopia on another day. Yeah, another day means another climate. Wow, we're not in winter anymore. By the way, this is like not the following day, but the day after. The next day, you'll see a huge difference in the climate here. So when I filmed the previous video on the 2nd of December, we had winter-like conditions, and today on the 4th of December we have, let's see what we have, just 2 days later, actually less than 2 days. It's 20 almost 28 Celsius in the shade, right? Almost 28 Celsius in the shade, and it's 12 noon. And I'm in my jungle outfit. Yeah, not in my trench coat. Now, this kind of weather is what tropicals need, but they need it consistently, every day. No time off. You can't take time off from this kind of weather. And it's not only the mango trees that require this kind of constant heat. Tomatoes do as well. Tomatoes don't want 15 Celsius. These will never fruit with 15. These like 30, 25 to 35, right? So a lot of plants demand heat, not just fruit trees. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to show you the flip side of the weather conditions here in Melbourne, Australia. So hang in and enjoy the video. It's also an update to the beginning of summer here in Australia, starting with the Glen mango, which is super happy now that summer is here, and the temperatures will be, well, I was going to say consistent, but they won't be. Even in summer, guys, we don't get consistent heat. Like it's going to be hot for the next 3 or 4 days, like 26 to 32. But then on next weekend, it's going to dip again, but not dip down to 15, thankfully. It's going to dip down to 19. So not winter, but pretty close. So we have a few fruitlets here on the Glen mango. I think there's like 8 at last count. Not as many as I had hoped. There's one up there, right? A little disappointed. I was hoping for a really good crop now that the tree is 9 years old. Look at the trunk on that, right? But we just have to be patient. There's a couple of more there. We just have to be patient, guys. And there's a couple up there. Yeah, like I said, I counted about 8, maybe 7 or 8 mangoes on this 9-year-old tree. But we have a new panicle that came in November. So we might get a few from this panicle here. And I see there's another fruit hiding back there. Yeah. As long as the tree is healthy and alive, that's the main concern here in my growing zone. They say 9B, but really, guys, it fluctuates. One day it's 9B, the next day it's 9A, and then, believe it or not, it can get up to 10A on rare occasions. This is the jackfruit seedling, which seems to be pushing forward finally. He's also been waiting for heat. These are heat loving plants, right? And when I say heat, I'm talking about over 25, over 24. Doesn't have to be 40 Celsius, burning heat like in Arizona, but not 15, guys. With 15 Celsius, you're not going to have a jackfruit or a mango tree fruiting. Not going to happen. Even 20 Celsius is too cold. So it's got new growth all over. So I'm pretty happy to see that, right? It's standing at 6 feet, exactly 6 foot. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, exactly 6 feet tall because it's raised up there. See how it's raised up? It's got the protection of the bananas up here at the top, which I left on purpose. I was going to pull out the clump here, but these will help on those 40-degree days we get in the middle of summer, which is January and February. That's the hottest. We actually get temperatures up to 46 Celsius. Believe it or not, in this crazy climate. But thankfully, those hot days only last for maybe 2 or 3 days. And then that's all over. So, yeah, that's the jackfruit seedling. Right, I was lucky to find a mature variety to save myself 3 to 4 years of growth time here in Melbourne. That tree would have taken easily 4 years to grow here in this climate from a seedling. 4 years. That's 4 years saved. That's why it's important to find mature trees. The same with the mango. That's 9 years old. I planted this tree when it was only like 10 inches tall. Right? That's when I obtained it. I didn't obtain this tree this size. No way. It's been 8, 9, 10 years. I can't remember how long. Okay, so welcome to summer. Everyone's so happy. Wow. Doesn't look like winter today, does it? Look at this. Doesn't look like winter at all. You know, 2 days ago it was winter. We harvested our first zucchini yesterday. Big fat zucchini. And the corn is growing nicely. Everything's growing nicely. The potted pomegranates loaded. I've lost count. There's like over 100 pomegranates on this. I think that's Rosavaya, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is there. Where is it? It's yeah, Rosavaya. Right? And this one here is the other one, I forget the name, the Azerbaijani pomegranate. And that is equally loaded. These need a lot of water though in pots. Normally, pomegranate doesn't need any water in the ground, but in pots, everything needs water in the pots. The same with the bananas, especially bananas. All right, guys, so as you can see, everything's looking summer-like. Summer-like. Right? Bananas need heat. You can't get fruiting bananas with 15 Celsius or 20. This is the newest mango I planted a couple of weeks ago, the Florigon. It's trying to show some sign of new growth. Hang on, let me focus. There, see that? Can you see those 2 lumps? 2 lumps there that are trying to come forward. Okay. Trying is the key word, because we've had a wintry spring. A really mild spring. Half winter and half spring. This is the early gold, which I planted a month ago. And this one also has a tiny little sign of new growth, but guys, it's so small. you need that one there. See that little lump there? You need excellent eyesight to see that. I can't see that without glasses. You guys can, because you're seeing it through my camera. So that's the early gold. The Kensington Pride seedling. By the way, all these mangoes are grafted, except for this one. The Kensington Pride is doing really good, guys. Really, really good. Looks like it's going to give us some mangoes. It's been in the ground now for exactly 12 months. I planted it December 2022. Right, and it's got a nice trunk. So I'm pretty confident in letting it fruit in this second year coming in the ground. There's new growth there. The ants are busy. So it's got a lot of flowers. There's going to be a lot of little fruitlets. And more importantly, there's no signs of disease, which these get for whatever reason. Too much rain, not enough rain. Every reason you can think of. So that's a good sign. The other grafted mango that I got a month ago is definitely moving forward with this nice flush right there. This is the Valencia Pride. So I'm happy to see that finally. And that pushed forward a few days ago when we were having that winter-like weather. So now with this summer-like weather, it should explode. Should. Barbados Cherry, which I showed you recently. The Acerola, it's covered in flowers. They're really small. It's very healthy, right? That's very happy. This also needs a lot of heat. By the way, this plant here can tolerate temperatures over 40 Celsius. That's almost 110 Fahrenheit. Amazing cherry tree. This is the Manila mango, which is, what's the word, is persisting in fruiting, insisting and persisting. I've tried to remove the fruitlets, but they won't come off. They're stuck, right? You know how you ruffle the fruitlets like that, so they drop. They won't drop. I mean, a lot have dropped, like 50 have dropped. But these last 50, there's 50 left on the tree. These last 50 are not falling off on their own, nor with my help, right? They're like stuck. And we don't want 100 mangoes from a tree that's only been in the ground, how long? 6 weeks. 2 months. 8 weeks. This has only been in the ground 2 months. So after only 2 months in the ground, it wants to give me 50 mango fruit. And that's not how it's done, guys. This is a grafted Manila mango. It's trying to push a flush here from the bottom, right? All around there, which I don't like. I don't like it flushing down there. I think is that below the graft? It's at the actual graft. Is that the graft there? Let me see. Where's the graft? Yeah, that's the rootstock that's flushing. Anyway, that's the only flush of growth. There's nothing else happening up here. Up here, it's only fruit, right? It's only fruit up here at the top. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with those fruitlets. Remove them forcibly, or let the tree do its own thing. What do you guys reckon? All right, so, wow, I'm starting to sweat already. I'm sweating, guys. I'm sweating, and it's only 28 Celsius. We're going to the beach soon as I'm done with this video. Yeah, One day we're in the house with a heater on, trying to keep warm, right? And the next day, we're semi-naked, looking forward to getting a suntan at the beach. Welcome to Melbourne's climate. That's how it works here. And it's like this all summer. It's not just this week. Next week it'll be the same. And the week after that it'll be the same. The only exception is the middle of summer. Like late January, early February. There's like a period of 6 weeks between January 10 and February 20. Then it's like full on heat wave, full on, no mercy. But it's only 6 weeks, guys. 6 weeks is not enough for tropical fruit trees to explode. It's like too short before you can blink and it's all over. Then we're back to winter. We're back into winter right after those 6 weeks. So that's why, not avocados. Avocados don't need a heat wave. What needs a heat wave, guys, is this guy, the soursop. The soursop needs a heat wave. He needs as much heat as you can give it. It's doing really well. It's pushed out a lot of new leaves. Right, this guy needs heat. Not like the avocados. The avocados are happy with 20. This one needs 30. Consistent 30 Celsius every single day. And then he'll reward you. Look at the new branch here that's coming. This has been in the ground for 2 months. I planted these in October, if you remember, if you look back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tropical fruit trees. And not just tropical, these are true tropical. These are fully tropical, not subtropical. Soursop does not survive here in my climate. This tree is not meant to survive. The next one is another one that's not meant to survive here. No way. This is the Mamey Sapote. It's doing really well with winter-like conditions. Our spring, guys, was like winter, not like the tropics. This is a tropical tree that flushed out with winter-like weather. And there's worms eating the freaking leaves. I caught one of the worms a couple of weeks ago. I got him. But now there's another worm eating this leaf. And I can't locate him. I don't know how to stop these worms eating the new growth. That's the last thing I need are worms eating the leaves on this extremely cold sensitive exotic tropical fruit tree. Wow, talk about making life even harder. As you can see, there's a lot of new branches coming here. There's one down there as well, but I'm going to remove that one down at the bottom as soon as this one up here completely flushes out, like from stick to stick. Like in about a month I'll be removing that little sucker down there. These are all seedlings, by the way. Next one, this one is not a true tropical, it's more of a subtropical, the Sapodia. This one can survive here in Melbourne with some protection when it's young. It's grafted. This one is grafted, I believe, if I remember correctly. Let me see. BKD 110, a Singapore variety. Okay, I'm not familiar with that at all. Must have a different name, a backup name. Yeah, so this one is doing great, really good, and it's not getting any sun at all. No sun. This tree is a sun-loving tree, right? Like fully. This tree here can take 40 degrees as well. Only when it's established, though. Not when established like that. When it's that big, that's when it can take 40. Not when it's a little pipsqueak. When it's a little pipsqueak like this, it cries, man. The leaves turn yellow as soon as the temperature hits 24 Celsius. It can't take heat when it's a baby. And right now it's a little baby. So shade. I've put them all in the shade because even though they're tropical, they can't take full sun in the first year or two. Can't do it. Or the leaves just burn off and turn yellow. And we're not even talking heat wave. We're talking moderate heat, moderate sun. Very sensitive, unlike the plum. See this plum here? This plum, it's only been in the ground for 9 months. It can take 100 Celsius, 500 Fahrenheit without a problem. See the difference, guys? Cold climate fruit trees are much more champions than the tropical trees, until the tropicals get big. When the tropicals get that big, then they win. They're the winners. Yeah, when they get that big, if they get that big, in my zone. Now this guy here is the canistel, egg fruit, yellow sapote. He's been struggling with the sun as well. I don't know if it's due to the sun or if it's wet soil, because when I planted him, I drenched him back in October. Right? You're meant to water these trees deeply when you plant them in the ground. You don't just plant them and put a glass of water in there. You deeply water them in. And that's what I did. All of them. I did the same to all of them. Not just to him. But a few days after I planted him, he went from lush green, like that green, to yellow green. Right? To yellow green. And he stayed like that. He's been like that for 2 months. Now, I don't know what it is. If it's due to being in the sun all day. He's been in the sun all day, every day, for the whole last 2 months. He doesn't get shaded like these guys. And the reason why he's not getting shaded is because his shade tree is too young. The new plum tree I put here. I put this tree here to shade him. But it's too small to shade anything. See that? It's a young tree. So he's not ready. He's not big enough to shade him yet. So I'm not sure if it's the sun that's caused this yellowing of leaves or a mineral deficiency. Anyway, thankfully, it's a sun-loving tree like the mango. So we'll see what happens. And all the new growth that's coming, all the young little new leaves here, they're also turning yellow when they appear. Nothing is arriving green. Everything's coming up yellow. So, I need some advice. But it is pushing forward new growth. Now, the lychee. This is the Taiso. That gets a lot of sun too, not as much as the canistel, but it gets a lot more sun than the Sapodia, Mamey, and soursop. It gets much more sun than those. Like this half here is shaded, and that half there is in the sun. Oops! I just got a warning. Your phone is overheating. Okay, I had to put the phone in the fridge for a few minutes to cool down. It overheated and turned off on me. So as you can see, I can't even make a video today without the phone overheating. And 2 days ago, I had the furnace on in the house to keep us warm. It was that cold, guys. I hope you're getting I hope you're getting a clear message now of what it's like here, right? One day we have the heater on in the house to keep warm, and the next day I can't film outside because it's too hot. Wow. So that's what I'm trying to do here with jackfruit and canistel and mango, which you don't have this issue in the tropics. No way. No way. So everything is against the odds. So, but we march on. We march on, guys. We're not giving up. I've put too much into this already to say, I'm going to throw my hands up and move to the tropics and start all over again. No thanks. This is the Taiso lychee, as I was saying. This is a cheat tree. Cheat tree is, I received this tree with fruit on it. This is not a Melbourne grown lychee tree. This is a tropical Australia, grown in the tropics of Australia lychee tree. Although the lychees have tripled in size since I planted the tree. Well, that's because it was a lot warmer than planting it here in the cold. I planted it in mid-spring. So good news that the lychees are happy here, and there's a few more over there. Not much, maybe 10 lychees, right? But yeah, and it's getting new growth as well, ever so slight. Hang on, let me see. These are all minuscule changes, right? Minuscule. Like you need razor sharp eyesight to see this new growth. I can't see it except through the lens of the camera. So this is the new jackfruit that I planted just over a week ago from Ross Creek. Remember when I got the jackfruit and the Chempedak? Well, the jackfruit's doing great. It's getting a new shoot in the middle. That little fella there. Very happy. Very nice. That's the black gold. But the Chempedak lost its leaves, and whatever is left is very, very sad. But the good news is, there is some good news. Something's going on here in the middle. I don't know if it's going to push out a new leaf, but it's very hairy. See all the hairs? Whoops. Hang on. See all the hairs? Yeah, it's very hairy. When you see hairs like that, that means it's happy. It's a happy fella. Yeah, because if it wasn't happy, it would look more like this. So there's a slight chance the Chempedak will make it. But the jackfruit is definitely very happy. There's also a new little fella in there coming. See that little guy in there? Yeah. So that's that. And the mango, the other mango that I planted here a couple of weeks ago, the one that had brown leaves on the tips. Oop, we have a gardener next door. Remember those brown leaves? Well, fear not, because at the top, all these new leaves have pushed out, and none of them have got burnt tips. So great news on the which tree is this again? I forgot. The sweet tart. The sweet tart is happy in its new spot. From Ross Creek also. So it looks like only the Chempedak is going to be an issue, right? The little one there on the right. All right, guys. So that's the update here. Some of you have asked me to do a sapote video. All the sapotes, I'll be doing that coming up soon. I'm also going to show all the avocados I have, a progress report on the avocados, a progress report on the guavas, the same that I do every season, right? That's the Indian guava. This is the white sapote, the Hicks Fancy mulberry, the Wilson. The Wilson now is 4 meters high. 4 meters high. I don't know if I should cut off those tops up there on the Wilson white sapote. We'll leave it. But all these trees here are doing a great job of protecting the new tropicals. These are the plums, 10-year-old plum trees that are doing a great job. Where is this guy? Wow, he's next door. All right, check out the new persimmon. It's only 2 years old. Look at the results I get from other trees, non-tropical. Look at that. It's almost as big as me in the second year in the ground. The persimmon and the citrus and the carob. Look at the carob. The carob is 3 meters. It's 10 feet high. And that's only been in the ground for 3 years, that carob tree. Success, big time success. Yeah, I've had a lot of success. But in the previous video where I was saying my results have been very poor, guys, I wasn't talking about oranges or plums. I was talking about these. I was talking about these. Poor results over the last 10 years with these. Not with plum trees. Come on. Understand what I'm trying to say here. All right, so, and another thing that I haven't shared is the papaya. I planted this papaya from dailies 2 months ago. These guys have been here for 2 months. This is what you get in Melbourne trying to grow papaya in spring. These have been here all October and all November. Look at the results after 8 weeks. 12 inches. 12 inches in 8 weeks, because our spring is not hot. It's still wintry. It's a wintry kind of spring. So we lost 3 months. We lose 3 months every year in spring because we don't get any heat. But the cold loving trees love spring. It's like, yep, I'll grow in spring. Look, the persimmon, the citrus, the figs, the sugar cane. They don't mind cold springs, especially the avocados. They love cold springs. Look at it. Wow, they prefer cold springs. So you can't have it both ways. If we were to have a hot spring, right, like 30 Celsius every day for 3 months, this shepherd would have suffered. It's even suffering now after 3 hours of heat. Look at it. Look how it's sulking. See how the leaves are sulking? Look, because I haven't got a shade cloth on it. It's sulking after 3 hours in the sun. Can you imagine if it was 3 months in the sun? Hot sun. 3 months of hot sun, how it would have been sulking. Right? So there's what's the word? What are we talking about here? There's a benefit to having some cold during spring, depending on what's growing. Depending on what's growing. It's not a benefit for the mangoes, but it's a benefit for the avocado. Right, guys? Right. Depends what's growing. Sensitive, hot, sun sensitive, cold sensitive. Everyone has a different sensitivity level. It's very hard to keep everyone happy. Okay, black sapoti loves heat. Black sapoti wants full sun and as much sun as possible. It's not like the avocado. These young leaves here on the black sapoti want full-on furnace. Full-on furnace. But not the avocado leaves. Avocado leaves don't want hot sun when they're baby leaves like this. Different tree, different tree. The wampy, the same. It wants hot sun on these young, tender, soft leaves. Guys, you have to be like a scientist growing fruit trees. It's like a scientific work. The needs of every tree. It's like having people from around the world eating at your house, and everyone wants a different kind of dish. I'm Indian. Can you give me Indian food? I'm Chinese. Can you give me Chinese food? I'm from Africa. Can you give me African food? So that's what it's like growing different trees from different parts of the world, from different climates. This is the Hawaiian Supreme, white sapoti. We're going to do the sapotis in a separate video. All right, guys, that was it. The gurumichama almost ready. They're usually ready for Christmas. That's my Christmas reward. Fully loaded gurumichama, the Brazilian cherry. All right, I think I covered everything. Didn't want to overdo it. Didn't want another 1 hour video. Some of you don't like that. Could have gone for another half an hour easily. Yeah, but we're gonna do a separate video on the custard apples too. All right, guys, I'm done. Hope you enjoyed this, the comparison. And just for confirmation, just to confirm that what I'm saying is true, let's see what time it is, what day it is, and what the temperature is. It's 28 Celsius on the 4th of December. Wasn't kidding, was I? I wasn't kidding, guys. Yeah, so we went from 15 to 28 in 2 days. All right, guys, that's it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll see you again soon. It's gonna be 30 today, maybe 32, but we're off to the beach now. I'm yet to do a video on the dragon fruit too. They've really pushed up above the frame here. See that frame I put in? See how they're poking through? So I've got 5 different varieties. That's coming along nicely. It's a little cramped, but guys, better cramped than nothing. And check this out. This is a avocado seedling that volunteered. I didn't plant it here. Look. Look, 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 look. It's 7 feet tall. A volunteer avocado seedling that's growing in the middle of this banana clump. In the middle of this banana clump. Huh? How's that for a weird situation? I don't know what to do with that. Whether to leave that seedling there or rip it out. I know that if I mess with it now, it's gonna probably die. So I'm thinking of leaving it. And right next to it, there's a little pup, banana pup. See the banana pup that came? Yeah, very unusual, but that's nature. That's nature doing its own thing. All right, guys, we're done.